So the first thing I want to say is consult with your healthcare practitioner. This is not medical advice. If you have any issues, talk with them first before taking any supplements. I'm going to be talking specifically about creatine monohydrate. It's a well-researched supplement, and it's the one I know most about. So, should you take creatine? Is creatine safe? Does creatine work? Creatine, of most supplements in the industry, maybe even all in like fitness, is the most well-researched, and for the most part, the evidence is pretty leaning towards, yes, it is safe. Now, should you take it? I have a tub this big. You can see it in the thumbnail. And it's empty. So, have I taken it? Yes. And I'll tell you something that other people don't usually mention about creatine. So, does it work? It works. But think about why you're taking it, just like with any other supplement. It helps you to have a better output so that you can push for a little bit longer and in turn build more muscle. Also, you can gain weight more easily. So here's something that they don't mention though, and this is something you should kind of be aware of. When it comes to supplementing with creatine, the first thing is I've seen and I've heard stories of people who take it and they have internal pain and discomfort. And the reason for that is when you take creatine, it breaks down into creatinine. And that's something that's found in your blood. And your kidneys have to deal with that. So elevated levels of creatinine can actually impact kidney. I don't say kidney function, but it can cause kidney injury or damage. If you have healthy kidneys, then that's generally, fine. It's not anything really to worry about, and you could just discontinue. It's reversible, whatever. But if you do have any kidney issues, be wary because it might not be a supplement for you to take. You can go a long time with like 50% of your kidneys working and you wouldn't even know. So be wary of that. Obviously, you don't have to go get tested for that before you take it. Just something to keep in mind. Another thing about creatine, when you get bloated and you feel like your stomach is like coming out a little bit, you just feel like bloated. You just feel bloated. Creatine, it can cause bloating for some people, but the way that your physique looks when you take creatine, for some people, it just doesn't look very good, if I'm just being blunt. And the reason why it doesn't look good, in my own opinion, the bloating effect that you get, like if you eat like a big meal and your stomach popping out, because you hold so much water weight on creatine, it's like, imagine you have your muscles, right? And you just wrap yourself in like 3 layers of blankets. You just kind of have this like soft, like water balloon look. I really can't explain it. If you find somebody who's on creatine right now, compare their before photos with their now photos, and you'll notice that they just look soft. They just look like not very lean, and it's just because they hold so much water. Now, there's a lot of potential for muscle gain with creatine, don't get it twisted, but the amount of water weight that you hold in comparison, it honestly, outside of like the strength benefits from it, aesthetically, it's just not a supplement that I recommend if you want to look shredded. If you're trying to cut down and you think creatine is going to be like a good option for you, maybe consider like the aesthetic behind it. It doesn't look as good as you think. Another thing you have to be wary of when you're taking creatine is dehydration. So because creatine, it's basically holding all that water, you'll notice that if you don't drink enough, you'll just be dry, like dry lips, just dry. You're just dry skin, like you're just a dry individual. One, for it to even work like optimally, you need to be well hydrated. But 2, you're gonna notice you're gonna need more water. You're just gonna be thirstier all the time. So consider that too before you take the supplement. But overall, bro, it's a safe supplement. You can take it, very versatile. How to take it though? A lot of people, they do like the loading phase, so they take like the 4 scoops or the 20 grams, depending on their serving size with the bottle, for like the first bit, and then they'll just taper it down to 5 grams. You don't have to do a loading phase when it comes to creatine. I don't know, some people just don't have the patience, but creatine is a supplement that you have to take every day because it just stays within your system. And for it to go away, you have to stop for a little bit. So even if you load up like 20 grams in the beginning, it's just a waste of one creatine because you're just using up those 4 scoops for the same basically result as somebody who is only doing the single scoop. So you don't need to load up your creatine. Just take the single scoop, be patient, show up, drink water especially, and yeah, enjoy the gains. Build some muscle and hold that water weight, because you're going to hold a lot of water weight. Good for bulking, not so much for cutting, I wouldn't say. If you really want to look good on a bulk, just stick with just food, bro. Creatine's in food, right? Like, all of these supplements are already found in food. When you take extra supplements, there's always the potential for some kind of internal issues to arise. That's my take. Watch this video, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you in the next one.